What do you do the next time you have a flashback?
Mm-hmm.
So when I didn't have therapy, I had to teach myself how to get through those flashback moments.
Okay.
There was a point in my life where I would stay in a moment, and those moments became days, and those days would become years, weeks, years, and years.
Mm-hmm.
And depression lingered.
Right.
So eventually, when I had to start my healing process, I learned, okay, it's okay for me to cry.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay for me to be angry. But once I release those emotions, keep going.
Right.
Keep going. So to tell people get over it, that's a hard statement to make.
It is.
Because you don't forget. But if you tell them, go through it.
Absolutely.
Go through those emotions, they're a lot more at ease. Eventually, when I had to start my healing process, I learned, okay, it's okay for me to cry.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay for me to be angry. But once I release those emotions, keep going.
Right.
Keep going. So to tell people get over it, that's a hard statement to make.
It is.
Because you don't forget. But if you tell them, go through it.
Absolutely.
Go through those emotions, they're a lot more at ease. I remember being a lot more at ease when I would tell myself, go through it. It's going to hurt, but go through it.
Right. And I think that whole understanding of go through it, especially in our community, in the world in general, but especially in our community where we don't necessarily seek, people that have access to counseling and therapy don't necessarily seek it, again, because of the stigma.
Right.
So learning that it's okay to go through something or feel your feelings,
mm-hmm.
or, even, or just work through it, address it, face it.
Yeah. Be honest with yourself.
Mm-hmm. That's empowering because so many people get stuck.
We get stuck.
They get stuck in their feelings. They get stuck. And it's... When I was going through therapy I used to have anxiety and panic attacks.
Okay.
And, I was determined that I wasn't going to just take the prescription and fill it and just numb my pain away.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted the doctor to teach me
how to cope.
I said, look, you went to school for 8 years.
It's your job.
Teach me textbook stuff.
Yeah.
Teach me what you learned, in terms of how someone is supposed to cope with this stuff. I don't want to pop pills.
Nope.
I don't, now some situations, do require that, but, and I don't want to take away or make anyone who is seeking that route feel bad about, the route that's best for them.
Right.
But for me, that was not the best route.
Right.
So I wanted to I wanted to learn how to cope with my anxiety and what do I do the next time I feel this and where is it coming from and why. And frustration and anger. I had to start peeling away at my layers.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes.
And they gave me this big, thick workbook. It looked like a college textbook. And I did the whole workbook. But I worked for each session. I worked through it, and then I would bring it back. And I worked through it some more, and I bring it back. And each time I learned something more about myself.
Right.
But it made me do soul searching.
Mm-hmm. It made you dig.
Yeah. And that's the hard part. That's the really hard part, because that hurts.
You're right.
That hurts.
Because digging means you have to look at the ugly parts of you.
Yeah.
So we try to put on our best us.
Right.
And we do a good job most of the time. But we forget about the parts that aren't the best us. Right. And we suppress that.
Right.
Because why do I want to show the ugly parts of me? I'm trying to be better.
Right.
But that again comes with that piece of honesty, where when you're honest with yourself,
yes,
hey, I'm not in a good headspace. Hey, right now mentally, I'm not good, right?
Right.
Or right now I'm not present.
Right.
And that's one of the things I had to understand. When you numb your pain, you're not present mentally. Physically you're there, but mentally you're not.
Right.
And when you're not present, there's a lot that goes by you in life. So during the time that I would go through the things that I was going through, there are years that I don't remember. And it's not because I'm playing or I'm being funny, but it's because I numbed myself through that pain instead of dealing with it. And I don't remember those years because I wasn't present.
You stuffed them.
I stuffed them way back in the back. And I always love to use this example. A volcano. We are a lot like that volcano.
Okay.
A volcano will lay dormant for a long time. But there are little things that drop off in the volcano that agitate. Ultimately, something happens to that volcano where it's agitated beyond control at that point and it explodes. That's us.
Yeah.
We push these painful, hurtful, or frustrating experiences to the back of our minds.
Right.
I'm good. The word that most people will use so they don't deal with their feelings. I'm good.
Yep. Absolutely.
That's to code it. I'm good. I'm straight. Ain't nothing wrong. I'm okay. I'm going to be all right. Because we want to be hard. We want other people to know that this didn't hurt me, and it really did.
Right.
Honesty. We're not honest with ourselves to say, yes, I'm hurting. And because of your actions, it caused me to hurt. So I need to let you know. This is what you did to me. But the other thing we don't do is give it back to them. This is yours. This is your shame. This is your, whatever you laid on me, this is yours, not mine.
Right.
To carry. You projected it, but as we push this stuff to the back of our heads and dismiss it, ultimately it's not being dealt with.
Right.
So just like that volcano that keeps getting agitated, we keep getting agitated. And ultimately, every moment that we experience that doesn't feel good finally spews over.
Right, because you can only take so much.
We can only take so much. And when we reach that limit, we end up spazzing out on people closest to us.
Right.
Unintentionally.
Right. People who don't even deserve it.
Don't even know what... They
don't even have a clue.
That the fire they're about to get hit with, where it came from.
Right.
All they know is, what did I do?
Right.
And because we reach that moment where we're finally agitated, it goes, it just comes out like a cannon, boom. And once it hits, sometimes the damage that's created after that hit, that's a whole nother world you got to deal with now.
Right. That's more damage control.
More damage control, but if we would deal with each thing as it comes, we don't have time for that volcano to keep spewing over because we're dealing with it. Yeah.
Absolutely. Talking about your pain and whatever your trauma is actually that's a sign of good mental health.
Yes.
When you can address it and you can be honest with yourself and tell on it.
Yeah. Tell on it.
When you can put it out there. And I had a situation last week where I was very upset about a situation, or very disappointed by someone's behavior. And I was talking to one of our sister girls and just, sharing my frustration and just trying to get a perspective and get a handle on the situation. And the one thing that she said to me was, well, I know that you're healthy because you're talking about it.
Right.
Yes.
So that's really an important takeaway point, that we have got to talk. The word says that life or death is in the tongue.
Amen.
So, absolutely. I mean, and that's more than just, we take that verse to speak life, speak life, speak life. Speak.
Speak.
Yes.
Wow. Tell on it.
That's the key, to speak. You're right.
Wow.
Speak. Because we remain silent so many times. Because that's the easiest way to not face it.
Right.
That's the easiest way to protect the abuser.
I pray that this segment has been enlightening for you, and I thank you for your time. And Miss D is signing off for the Teen Scene 10 on the T-Dionne Radio Show.